Metacognition is simply stated an awareness of how one thinks. It's the ability to understand one's thought processes. Basically, it's a self-awareness. It's being perceptive of one's thinking processes. So what? And why is that really important? So it's important so that individuals feel empowered. They're more in control of their experiences, their thoughts, and their learning. They become the master of their learning experiences. They gain an understanding of their learning and allowing their individuals to be proactive with their learning instead of reactive, dependent upon someone else to instruct them, to guide them, and to regurgitate information to them. So understanding one's thought processes enables additional learning and opens the doors for continuous improvement while embedding information and deeply understanding knowledge to build upon for future learning opportunities. This leads to a self-directed learning, and what could be more powerful than knowing how to learn instead of depending upon someone else? Within metacognition, there are three different aspects to consider. The metacognitive experiences, which are experiences that encourage, develop, and those metacognitive strategies. There's metacognitive strategies. This is how to determine the appropriate strategy and gaining a repertoire of strategies to use in learning. And metacognitive knowledge. This is the actual use of that metacognitive strategies and monitoring the learning process. So let's look at developing some of these metacognitive strategies. When looking at how to develop the strategies, start with reflective practice. Pay attention to when and how the individual learns best. Ask some basic questions. Do I learn best in the morning, evening, afternoon? Do I learn best by reading, watching, doing? Do I learn best with more light or less light? There are so many questions and ways to examine what works best for individuals and those best learning options. Try looking at Dun & Dun's learning style for some guiding questions and information. Other ways to develop a better understanding of how you learn would be to organize your thoughts. Spend some time looking at how you're making connections between old information and new information. So graphic organizers are very powerful in this endeavor, as well as learning journals. Take notes. Take lots of notes. Try Cornell notes. This gives the opportunity and space to go back over your notes and make those needed connections. Encourage a reflective practice. There are many options for reflective practice, from guided problem-solving methodologies to application options. Think aloud. Share what you're learning with yourself and others. This also goes along with using as many senses as possible. Try replaying what you've learned. Ponder through that experience and recall as many details and facts as possible. Do some mapping. This is a fun activity. Write down everything you've learned, scribble down other items, theories, brainstorm any facts that come to mind. Now you're going to draw connections between different items like webbing. Then make notes as to why you think these things connect and the connections that you are seeing.